So I got to check out David Meidel's latest film, The Ritual. This stars Dan Stevens, Al Pacino, Ashley Greene, Abigail Cowan, and Patricia Heaton. So here's our story. Two priests, one in crisis with his faith and the other confronting a turbulent past, must overcome their differences to perform a risky exorcism. Now, The Ritual is based on true events. As you can see up here on the poster, it says, the true story that inspired The Exorcist. If that's the case, I find that to be the most interesting thing about this film. It's too bad that David's film isn't entertaining enough to watch. So earlier this year, I reviewed Shadow of God, another Exorcist movie that's available on Shudder to view. The Ritual is probably going in the top 10 worst Exorcist films, at least I have seen. And it's sad for me to say, I think this is going down as Al Pacino and Dan Stevens' worst work they have done in a film. Dan tries his best with the material he was given to work with, because I was really rooting for him here. I love Dan Stevens when he is in a horror movie. Whether you watch him in The Apostle, Cuckoo, Abigail, or even The Rental, all of those are watchable. Even though I didn't love Cuckoo, he was one of my favorite parts of that film. Dan's character is the one we really follow in this story. It's a shame he's not compelling enough. Al Pacino does not care at all in this film. It's very funny to watch his character. I think at times his character is a little delulu. It's just surprising for me to see that Al Pacino is starring in a film like this. But I'm always down to see actors take on different roles and different projects. But it's just amazing to see he would star in something like this. But I think the most committed performance we see is Abigail Cowan's. Her character really goes through it. They perform like at least 6 rituals on her. And physically, she's always covered in sweat and blood. I really had some kind of sympathy for her. Even though she does give the strongest performance, the film has so many other flaws that I just can't look past. And this film doesn't become watchable until about the 6th ritual, which is sad because audiences by then are gonna be checked out, and this doesn't come up until about the last 30 minutes of the film. And once the film does conclude, there's no real resolution there. It's kind of like the same thing how I felt about Fountain of Youth. Yes, two different films, but it felt like the movie did not know how to conclude or wrap things up. And the cinematography here, I have to talk about this, looks so cheap and it looks really unflattering at times. There's some shaky cam, there's some obnoxious zoom in, zoom outs. The movie was shot using handheld cameras. I don't know whose decision that was. I think that was a terrible idea. Now, it's interesting to see that this is David's first film he's released since 2019. Now, the last film he directed was also based on a true story, and it was about the death of Kenneth Chamberlain. I recommend watching David's last film. It's just disappointing to see that this is his follow-up. This is no different from all the Exorcist films I've seen. I'm going to give the film this grade right here. Let me know if you're going to check out The Ritual.